So the U.S. is seeing more and more problems with Russia, China, and North Korea, as North Korea is warning and saying that we are on the brink of nuclear war. And that's a direct quote from North Korea after the U.S. South Korea summit deal. Yeah, this comes after the US and South Korea agreed last week to regularly deploy US strategic assets, including the first nuclear armed submarine to visit South Korea since the 1980s. And North Korea is saying, well, we can respond with nuclear ammunition if we need to as well. North Korea's state media said back that Washington's aim is to, quote, turn the whole of South Korea into its biggest nuclear war outpost in the Far East. Yeah, and the United States has been securing land over there and around China as well. So this does kind of make you wonder. And in addition to this, we're also seeing South Korea and Japanese officials meeting together, which are both kind of U.S. allies. They're both meeting together as well, which will further make both China and North Korea pretty pissed off. Yeah, senior South Korean and Japanese officials on Wednesday discussed strengthening relations and coordinating responses to North Korea's nuclear and missile threats in a meeting at Seoul ahead of the summit between the country's leaders. South Korean president will host the Sunday Japanese prime minister in their second summit since March. The two U.S. allies have been working to repair relations strained by historical grievances and tighten security cooperation to cope with North Korea's nuclear threats. Yeah, this also comes after now the Philippines is become a kind of strengthened ally to the United States, as they have also been threatened by China here recently, as the U.S. says that they stand with the Philippines over a decade-long commitment that the U.S. is sticking with. The U.S. says they stand with treaty ally the Philippines in the face of harassment by China's Coast Guard in the South China Sea and remain deeply concerned about, quote, intimidation by Beijing, a senior U.S. official says. The Philippines accused China's Coast Guard of, quote, dangerous maneuvers and aggressive tactics in the South China Sea in another maritime confrontation between the two countries. China said the Philippines vessels made, quote, deliberate provocative moves and, quote, we remain deeply concerned by China's continued intimidations and harassment of Philippine vessels as they continue to undertake really routine patrols within the Philippine Exclusion Economic Zone, the U.S. said in a teleconference. Quote, such actions and behavior on the part of Beijing are truly unacceptable. U.S. President Biden told Marcos, said the U.S. commitment to defending its treaty ally was, quote, ironclad. Marcos said the region had arguably the most complicated geopolitical situation in the world right now. And remember, every time China speaks, they say that they own both sides of the Taiwan Strait. No other country has any claim to it at all, including Taiwan. Taiwan has no claim to any waters around the Taiwan Strait. Well, in fact, China says that they own Taiwan, so Taiwan doesn't even have a claim to their own land, if you ask China. So you can let me know your thoughts on that one, but I digress. Now, in addition to this, China is not letting their own citizens leave their country. You can see this headline here. They're barring thousands of citizens and foreigners from leaving their country. An analysis of Chinese court records show an eightfold increase in cases mentioning exit bans. Between 2016 and 2022, there's not enough information here for 2023 yet, but take a look at this. It's pretty alarming. China is increasingly barring people, including foreign executives, from leaving the country, according to a report and new research. Scores of Chinese nationals and foreigners have been ensnared by exit bans, according to the report from the rights group Safeguard Defenders. While a Reuters analysis has found an apparent surge in court cases involving such bans in recent years. Foreign business lobby groups are voicing concern about the trend, calling it a jarring message as the authorities say the country is open for business after their C-19 restrictions are gone. But since the Chinese president Xi Jinping took power in 2012, 11 years ago, China has expanded the legal landscape for exit bans and is increasingly using them. Remember that they changed the rules for his presidency. He shouldn't even be president anymore. They changed the rules and made him eligible for another new term that he should be term limited and shouldn't even be president anymore. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on that. The group estimates that, quote, tens of thousands of Chinese citizens are banned from leaving at any one time. It also cites a 2022 academic paper that found 128 cases of foreigners being exit banned between 1995 and 2019, including 29 Americans and 44 Canadians. Wow. The Reuters analysis of records on exit bans from China's Supreme Court database shows an eightfold increases in cases mentioned between 2016 and 2022. China last week beefed up its counter-espionage law, allowing exit bans to be imposed on anyone, Chinese or foreign, who is under investigation. And I'm sure they could put you under investigation for pretty much anything. And I've always kind of wondered here, hey, wouldn't it be nice, you take some of those cruises. Years and years ago, when my wife got married, me and my wife got married, we actually did a cruise, and we seen a couple parts of Europe. Okay, and it was absolutely amazing. And I've always kind of wondered, hey, wouldn't it be nice to maybe see some parts of China, see some parts of Russia, sometime in your life? You never know. But now I gotta say, I'd have to check those off my list as in a no-go. The U.S. Travel Department has said do not go to Russia. I haven't looked into it to see if they say don't go to China, but I'd probably have to say, even if you're going on a cruise or something like that, just go see the Great Wall of China and to see some of that stuff. I'd have to say it's risky now because you see cases like this happening, and you got to kind of wonder, would you even come back? Would they detain you and then poof, you're in a situation like Brittany Griner or the Wall Street Journalist or who knows what, for any reason that they come up with. You never know. So just be aware of this. If you're going on a cruise or traveling or any type of thing, if you have friends or family or anything like that, just please be aware because you never know. And, honestly, people travel and you sometimes just like, oh, it's a once in a lifetime thing, yada, yada, yada. Don't say I didn't warn you just in case. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Hey, the sun is coming out. I'll tell you, it's been raining here for what feels like a month. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date here. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Thanks for liking and sharing these videos. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos here. New videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's some videos you should watch next. President Biden just activated military troops. You can see that here in this video And the Fed just made a massive announcement that is going to affect millions of Americans. You can see that in this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in one of those videos.